You are correct, sir. Oh, wait, that's...
All right then, Ed, let's get going here.
Yep.
Hello there. Oh,
no,
wow.
That's been all day thing.
It's Obi-Wan. So, hey, welcome to a new edition of, I guess, the Fwoosh cast, but like team up review time. We've got some new toys that we want to talk about, and since I got this guy to come in town and set up in the site of what is going to be our finished future location.
Well, it's real hard to talk me out of leaving Hillbillyville.
Talk about how we're going to set up a new toy room.
Yeah.
But,
oh yeah, you need to come up and look at my toy room and see what needs to be laid out and stuff.
It's going to be fun.
I'm there.
But for the time being, we have, a little bit of a temporary setup, and the timing of it is nice because we've got some brand new stuff to look at. So we're actually going to be shooting a few things over the course of this weekend to talk about, what is new on the shelf, because we're kind of going to cover the gamut of styles and properties and whatnot. So.
Now that you say that, yeah, it's kind of a modern, kind of a retro, kind of a...
Spoiler alert.
What's the other thing? I didn't even give anything away. We have the retro right here.
Yes.
Kind of.
So we're going to kind of move in time order, going with what is old is new again, because just yesterday, if you have been following Funko as of late, you know that they have a brand new execution in the 5.5-inch line, throwback to a certain barbarian-based timeline.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
A very obscure property of the 1980s called their Savage World line. The next line that's getting ready to drop sometime early in October, I think. So we're just a little bit ahead of the curve. Is their Savage World Thundercats.
Now I'll say I was at Toy Fair. Mm-hmm. I was walking by the Funko booth. Mm-hmm. And then Thundercats being Thundercats, I saw this from the aisle and I had to go in and look.
Sure.
And I'll admit it, I'm mostly super articulation, super detail, super paint, not necessarily in that order. So when it comes to the retro stuff, I'm probably not the target audience. But when you said come up and look at these, and it's Thundercats. It's Thundercats. It is cool. It's what I played with when I was a kid,
And the important thing is what is at market right now. We realize there are other Thundercats lines out there that may or may not be getting going again. But I have to say, I'm kind of with you in the whole what speaks to me as an action figure line and what's important to me. 5.5 stuff is great for nostalgia. I still have a lot of my old Masters of the Universe toys, and I'm getting into the Super 7 Masters of the Universe updates. But the thing that appeals to me about this is that if you have those old lines, or even the new ones, you finally have some perfect, melding of style, shape, and size that goes with them. Even though I think these bring quite a bit of nice paint detail and things to the line that we haven't seen before.
Some extra quality, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. I mean, when you come back and look at some of the little fine details, which we'll do here in a minute.
Yeah.
Just looking at them in the package, it's like, oh, those aren't He-Man eyes. Oh, that's not He-Man detailing, where it's just cast in one color.
It's nice, and plus, Slithe. My favorite Thundercats character.
Yeah. So
ever.
I mean. They haven't surpassed, we're looking at Wave 2 on the back of the package, too.
Yeah.
But what I expect out of this line, you get to Wave 2, just keep going. There's no...
That's what you saw at Toy Fair, though. It was like...
Yeah.
They had, the prototypes, most of them or all of them unpainted, but it was looking at it's like, this is pretty much an entire collection put out in front of you.
Yeah. Is that one you're tearing open, or are you saving him for last?
Well,
Which
I usually save...
There's
your
two.
Okay, you take the boss characters over here.
Can I open it?
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
That's why they're here. Can I do it? We're going to do... Here's our mint and card reviews.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to the accessories in the back.
Well, you don't think they don't have
just
weapons?
Just the figure itself. Oh, Yeah, kind of a double-bladed sword with a gold handle in the middle. Is this cartoon? Is it?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've went back and actually watched.
Yeah, it's definitely his weapon of note, I guess. It's weird because I was holding him in the card, and it's like, okay, but once you have him out, it's got that chunk to it, it's a little heavy.
Like I said, I'm not the target audience here.
Oh, now.
Oh, there's actual...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's kind of a ball... Is it a ball joint, or is it a rubber band?
Oh, I don't know if they would.
Oh, it's not stretching. Yeah, I think it's a ball joint.
Yeah.
But I like the gold. There's painted detail. There's blue. There's red. Nice tempo on the chest for the double snakes.
Yeah, the paint detailing on all of these is actually really nice, considering this is like a nostalgia throwback execution, you know, and style, that it would be an easy out to make something like reducing paint applications or something like that, but that certainly isn't what is going on here. So,
you going to open one of yours?
All right, well, I guess we'll go with Panthro first then. Panthro's always been my favorite good guy, so he's got his nunchucks with him.
Are they actual chain? No, but it's plastic.
It's a solid plastic piece. But, we learn that kind of in production. Usually things like chains and whatnot, that's something you have to source from other places.
Yeah.
And Panthro, you can kind of see a little bit better now because he doesn't have the skirt, how the legs come apart and work. I can't really see in there to see exactly what it is that's going on there. His spiky suspenders are nice and sharp. I don't know. His head may be a little thin through, or tall or something like that compared to how
looks like. But the paint apps right there on the face is what it sets it apart from the retro for me.
Right.
They actually went in for some painted detail.
Yeah.
If these, of course, not the same sculpt, but if the painted detail and the actual sculptural detail was on a 6-inch articulated figure, it would be a nice
good pass,
6-inch figure.
for that. Yeah, so I mean, I like it. Some of the things are exaggerated. I think some of like the clothing details and whatnot on here. The actual width of the straps are a little bit fatter. To lend itself to that chunky style.
And the stuff is actually sculpted. Oh no, the belt's separate.
Yeah.
Okay, but everything else is sculpted onto the bottom. Is it?
Is it? I think it is.
That or it's... Oh, no. It's a separate piece.
Is it? Just set on very nicely, huh?
That or it's got trenches on the body.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's sunk into the body right there.
So it's a unique piece, anyway. Then for the torso, it's not reused from figure to figure, so...
Oh, no, because, well, it's kind of the same. It's the same basic digital sculpt, but like with Panthro, they came in and did this silver ring right here.
Hands are a little stiff to get the nunchucks in there, but once you do, he holds them really well.
The chucks are kind of freaky though with the gripping hand.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It was more of a paw before, right?
Yeah. This is kind of like a...
but that's interesting though because it mirrors his own hand a little bit better the way that it's shaped here, it's that same kind of C grip that
it's kind of freaky. It actually is kind of freaky.
Yeah, Lion-O.
Do you want Lion-O or you want Slithe?
I'm saving Slithe. Oh, maybe we should save Lion-O for last. Okay. Well, we're going to not save the best for last. And
what?
do the best second last because, man, I'm such a fan of Slithe. There was just something about the vintage toy as well as his design in the cartoon that he just spoke to me as a kid. But I don't know. Merman was always my favorite He-Man guy, so maybe it was like the whole green like amphibious lizard man type of thing. Yeah, they're tough plastic.
You like?
I do like him. He's smooth, and I guess for the cartoon accuracy, that's probably correct. I'm used to the vintage toy had a lot of like scaly skin sculpting to it. So this is a little bit different. Stuff. Really? Oh, yeah. I love the Thundercats line when I was a kid. So you were busy with Transformers.
I was busy with Transformers. Well, he doesn't have the same muscle definition on the torso, so he doesn't use that same base body. He's a little bit more stumpy, and then of course he has
the way
the
that
spikes.
he should be because he was always the shortest one,
and he's got the spikes down the back here.
But I like his expression a lot.
Well,
too.
There's the ball joint.
Oh,
I didn't break it; it just popped off the ball.
Yeah, it is. It is just a pretty much a standard ball peg. It's got some detents on it to help.
Yeah, it's got little studs.
Yeah, to help it stay stronger and hold the pose a little bit better.
And it kind of comes down in a V. Boy, how did I pop that off? Oh, I pulled it out.
You don't know your own strength.
Well, you know. I keep wanting to move parts. I think that's what I did.
Right.
I keep wanting to, like, I went to turn the wrist.
Think of old timey He-Man toys. That's what you're dealing with. You can't
dude,
turn
that
the
was
wrist on them.
35 years ago.
Well,
was it about that? 40? Somewhere in there? Legs don't get hindered by the soft skirt.
Yeah, I like the soft skirt on him, too.
He's got that He-Man style bracer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was walking into this being my favorite of the group, but we haven't opened Lion-O yet. But
no.
I like him the best out of.
I kind of dig the axe though. It's got some cracks and.
It's got a nice sculpt. If you did a little wash or repaint a little bit on it, it would be very, very detailed, and it would actually work with 6-inch figures as well. But
right,
we'll come back to you, Slithe. We gotta
for
Lion-O,
spotlight,
Lord of the Thundercats. So, what do you think, Lion-O?
I don't know.
Get that open.
Now that I see the accessories in the back, I see what he actually comes with.
Oh yeah, he's got.
Oh, he's got two.
Yeah. Well, he can't not have the shield.
Oh,
right. That's
yeah. Oh, he's kind of got, but I think that's his basic design is the Ronald McDonald type face, and it's only because of the spikes under his eyes. You just get that feeling, and the hair, of course.
Yeah.
But
he's got big hair. I like that.
It's hard for me to differentiate sometimes betwing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not super difficult for me to differentiate between Lion-O and Ronald McDonald.
Oh, but the shield fits over. Oh, that's nice.
That is
that's very nice.
That's a lot better than I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
That's almost like part of the sculpt.
Perfect.
When you put it on.
And I like the transition from the orange to the lighter orange.
Kind of a peach.
Peach, yeah.
It makes me want to push pop, I think.
Oh, the orange sherbet? Yeah.
And his belt, is it a separate? It is a separate piece. It's just glued down.
I will say this, his coloring, I like the color palette used here much more than the Matty Collector 7-inch version of these
guys.
Darker? It was muted. It was muted more to match the cartoon.
I'm surprised
Careful.
I'm surprised it pops like it does. It goes right back on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's waist too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So what?
Slithe even has
4, 5, 6 points of articulation.
My brother and I, when we were kids and we collected lines together, one got all the good guys and one got all the bad guys.
Oh, is that how that worked?
Yeah. So for like Ninja Turtles, I got all the good guys and he got the bad guys. But for He-Man and Thundercats, I was the bad guys and he was the good guys. So these two definitely hold more of the nostalgia. But Panthro was my favorite good guy, so this is a very solid first wave.
Yeah. I mean, you get two very essential characters to the good guys.
Yeah.
You get two very essential bad guys.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Slithe was like, not the official, but kind of the de facto leader of the mutants.
Below Mumm-Ra. He was like second in command.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something. I'm not going to say I'm going to go run out and buy these. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. There's something cool about them. The cool thing about this, and I think what Funko has going for them, is like with the Pop line, with the Savage World line, that you can take Thundercats, you can take the horror figures.
They're putting them all together.
And they're all in the same style, and you can just line them up on the shelf.
It is kind of cool to be able to put them all together, like you said, like with Pops and whatnot. And, with Super 7, I guess, having Masters of the Universe doing new ones.
Yeah, I guess those would fit.
They would fit right in. I had one of those in my
hand.
There's
the paint differences and such.
Sure,
Super 7 going off on their own thing and doing Filmation looking.
Right.
But that fits kind of this because of the extra detail that you wouldn't have gotten with the retro.
Right. And the colors, like we were talking about with Lion-O, really the colors across all of them is very nice. Nothing's muted or reserved. In fact, Slithe is actually a little brighter than how I've ever pictured him, but I guess that helps to kind of slide in with the rest of the figures in terms of the intensity of the colors. I guess maybe used here. So
I don't know. They're cool. They're cool. But if you're not, if you weren't around during this phase, or you're not a fan of 6 points of articulation, or the style, you're not gonna like these.
But if you're a Thundercats fan, they're actually really fun. I mean, for me, I know people always make, we got to go with this style over this style, or this line over this line. It's like, with stuff like Thundercats or Masters or whatever, I take everything. So these will have a great, spot on my shelf. And I'm already jonesing for the second series, just sitting here playing with these.
What, Chitara, Tigra...
Monkey-In and Jackalman. It's like Monkey-In always had a very cool, like, toyetic design. So
he does.
I'm looking forward to having him. The horror line, it's an interesting idea. Yeah. And now we're hearing there's like a rumor that there may be a DC Comics line that's integrated into this. That's okay too. But
they didn't do that with this. They stayed true to the original designs of Thundercats.
With the horror guys, they integrated barbarian elements into them to make them fit into this line better. These guys kind of had a little bit of that going already, but they didn't have to, or they just plain didn't adjust it to make them more Masters
or
style in terms of
or
aesthetic.
Savage.
Right. Yeah. They just kind of adapted the proportions and the articulation scheme. And I'm glad they did, because the aesthetic of Thundercats kind of stands on its own. And for some reason, Masters and Thundercats will always be kind of married in history together. It's like everybody kind of thought they always went together, even though the old toys were completely incompatible. From my opinion. But now it's kind of all syncing together, and I'm glad that they didn't give Lion-O like a pelt or something like that. Instead, they just kept him like he is, because
and just adapted him to the style. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah,
like I said, me personally wouldn't go out and buy them, but
I would. There are
there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm ready to pre-order series 2.
Executioner.
So I'm ready to throw down for Chitara and Monkey-In, especially.
I'd be more than happy to come up here and look at your display.
Yes.
And go, oh man, those do look pretty cool all together.
Soon they'll be on the walls. So be on the lookout for these. If you're a Thundercats fan, or you're a fan of this 5.5 style and shape and articulation scheme, these are definitely going to be for you. The little preview with the horror stuff was fun, but this is the real deal, and I think Funko's going to have a lot of success with these.
This is meat and potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah. We have more reviews to do, but until then,
we'll see you in a couple minutes.
No, they won't.
Few days. Sorry, few days.
I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.